Hello, I'm Rida Fakhri. Welcome to We the People, a new series which takes us across the United States of America to meet some of the people whose lives are being affected by the issues gripping this year's presidential election. As the U.S. economy struggles, one of the main concerns for many Americans is unemployment. Few places have suffered more from the economic downturn than the Midwest state of Ohio. It was once a major industrial powerhouse, but in the last 8 years, over 250,000 jobs have disappeared. The city of Dayton was once a thriving manufacturing town. Recently, companies such as Delphi, which supplied automobile parts to General Motors, have shut down plants and filed for bankruptcy. Many blame this on international trade agreements such as NAFTA, which make it easier for American companies to find cheap labor abroad. Ohio is a strategic battleground state. It's been visited by all three presidential candidates more than 80 times as they promise the creation of new jobs. We the People traveled to Dayton to hear how people are getting by amid their losses and promises of a better future.
My name is David Rayford. I am 31 years old. I was an employee of General Motors for 7 years. I did everything I could for GM. Why did they get rid of my job? We were living off of my income only.
My name is Donika Rayford. I am the wife of David Rayford. Right now, I'm a customer service rep.
She works a 20-minute drive from where we live, and not because she wants to be there, that's just where the job was, because she couldn't find nothing within the city limits. And I'm still searching. We'll use $15 to $20 a day in gas. You put in $30 now, you won't even get 10 gallons. And you hope that that'll take care of the next 2 days at least. And now we're surviving off of her income. We used to ride past the plant, and I used to look at the place growing up and say, one day I'm gonna work for them, and once I get in there, I'll have it made. And for Dayton, Ohio, it was the best, highest paying job that you could find around here without a college education. General Motors had their own secret society. You get discounts for being a GM employee, and it's love everywhere. You could get a loan without any problem. You could get houses, you could get cars. We could make it off of my income alone. She didn't even have to work. Matter of fact, she was just going to school. About a year after being married, we went and purchased a house. Then came June 2006. June 30th, my last day at GM. The announcement, it hit hard. It hit the news all that day, that night. GM is cutting X amount of workers, and I knew I was one of those numbers. We was just getting into the second year of marriage, and it was a little much. So we actually ended up splitting 5 months after my last day at GM.
We don't have no money and, can't find a job. Well, what are we going to do? I'm going to lose the house, going to lose my car. Are we going to be able to keep the lights on? Are we going to be able to have hot water? It's a physical strain. It's an emotional strain, which is very draining. The relationship, it just went completely downhill. So it was just a mutual decision. We just split. So
I kept up with the house for a little while. But once the money ran out and my options ran out on income, I just couldn't keep up. I lost my house. We bought it for $60,000. Right now the house, as we're selling it, we're got on the market for $40,000. The houses we were told in this area are going for $35,000. We got into adjustable rate mortgage, which it starts off real low. After the 24th month, it'll skyrocket. Then after we split, it went up. So I was doing everything I could, working odd jobs here and there, but then, it just got to a point to where I found out the hard way that my arms were only so long.
Adjustable rate mortgages are set up for people to fail anyway.
More than 150,000 households in Ohio have been hit with home foreclosures.
I haven't even had anybody look at the house. I'll be lucky to find a buyer. I'll be blessed to find a buyer. I'm just trying to get out free and clear. People are holding on to every penny that they got. One by one, you see little stores suffer, close down. It was like misery was getting real contagious around here.
Many of our products got shipped by rail, but as you can see, there's no manufacturing here anymore, so they just whisk right through because there's no reason to stop anymore. People have a lot of old memories of how this used to be, and now it's just memories. I used to be employed with this plant here for 22 years. We supply roughly 60% of the braking components to General Motors. Things right now are very tenuous. The sure thing is this place right here is closed. You see empty lots. The backside of this facility is wiped away. It's a green field, which means they leveled the plant down to the slab. We're looking at, roughly about 7,000 or 8,000 people who've lost their jobs over a very short period of time. So, this is just a symbol of what's happening to the manufacturing facilities, not only in Ohio, but in the Midwest in general. It's not a very positive picture.
This is the job center of Dayton. Job bank, please. And I go there for tuition assistance. Right now, I'm on a grant at the Barber College that I got through the job center. Every morning, just to check to see if I got a response on my internet resume. Hopefully something new pops up, but most mornings turning out to be the same. It's a roller coaster. You call to check on the status of your application, and you find out, maybe you and 1,500 other people has applied for the same position, and they only got one or two. Well, you almost feel like a scavenger. You looking for bones. You grabbing at bones here and there. My big dream is to work in barbering.
Our hopes is to, in 10 years, have a business.
Barbering is like recession or poverty-proof. People need haircuts to get jobs, and there are a lot of people here looking for jobs. The church has really embraced us, even through our separation. We still were fellow members of the same church. And our problem wasn't necessarily with each other, it was with our situation. One day, I walked into the church, and it just hit me in my heart. It's like God said to me, hey, that's your wife. She's been with you through everything.
We never really stopped loving each other. I really never wanted to leave my husband, ever.
Our pastor, he would call and check on us, and that really helped us.
I'm pastor of New Destiny Ministries. I worked at Delphi for approximately 30 years. With the economic forecast, I thought that it was the best situation for me to retire at that time and then give full service to not only my church, but the community, as I saw some of the things that were on the horizon economically, and I knew that a lot of families would be affected by what was coming.
There are probably going to be some times where...
So I took it upon myself to have classes and talk to them as far as what their plans were, and we discussed the possibilities for their future. Most of them, I think, went through a period of depression. We've also seen people just have to up and relocate because they couldn't get a job here. I definitely think the next president is going to have to make a difference, but realistically, in my heart of hearts, I think it's going to take almost a miracle for this area to turn itself around.
What's happened now is that the deck is stacked against the middle class. And under President Bush, that deck has gotten even bigger.
You know life can be hard. You've lived hard. You've seen hard. You may have lost a job.
Some of those manufacturing jobs are not coming back, and you know that, and I know it.
We are open for business. This is what I love right here, because this is my goal. Getting into barbering, this is what I come to school for.
I was at Delphi from 1995 until December of '06, and then I came to school here. I seen it coming. As the years went on, we outsourced a lot of jobs, and as we outsourced jobs, that was people that was lost. Those jobs were no longer there, so yeah, I seen it coming. A lot of the talk about turning NAFTA back, I'd like to see it.
This is rightly a big issue in Ohio. We need to have a plan to fix NAFTA.
We've been negotiating, just looking at corporate profits and what's good for multinationals, and we haven't been looking at what's good for communities here in Ohio, in my home state of Illinois, and across the country.
A lot of the politicians in America talk a lot. Do I think they'll do anything about it? I don't think so. I don't think there'll be much done about it. Right now I'm leaning towards Hillary. I think Hillary has a little bit more experience with how to run the office, basically.
I am voting for Obama. Not that I have anything against Hillary. Maybe if we could have two presidents, I'd probably vote for them both, you know. My son, I hope, would be okay by him witnessing what we've been through in this situation. My worst fear is that it just keeps rolling downhill. Well, this city might become a ghost town. People are here, but jobs are not. I don't want him to have to suffer. I'm optimistic about this upcoming election because with change, there's always hope. You're hoping that with this change, somebody will get it right.